recognize the member from Toronto-Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you. Like our leader, Andrea Horwath, I want to express my respect for and admiration for the parents who are dealing with autism in their family, many of whom are here today. They've embraced their children. They have fiercely defended them, and it is clear that they are willing to go down the line to make sure that these children have a future and lives that they want to live, that these parents will enjoy with them. I also want to acknowledge the energy and the commitment of my colleague from Hamilton Mountain, Monique Taylor, who, like parents, has been fierce in her defense of these children with incredible energy, incredible commitment. Speaker, I have to say this decision by the government to effectively abandon children, tell them that when they reach the age of 5 that they're no longer going to be getting the treatment that they need and, frankly, in this society deserve, may be one of the most callous things I've ever seen in government. And I've been involved in politics for a long time. I've seen a lot of bad stuff. This is extraordinary to me. Speaker, many good arguments have been made today. Many good statements have been made. But I have to say I think the parents are far more eloquent than anyone who's down here on the floor of this chamber. And I want to read briefly in my remaining time from an email that was sent by a constituent of mine, Stephen Sherwood, who is here today, to the Premier, copied to me back in April. It's a simple letter. It's not full of flourish. It's plain, it's direct. And I think it expresses what the parents, the families are going through. Dear Premier Wynne, we're writing to you today to express dismay over the recent announced changes to funding directed towards helping children diagnosed with autism. Our lives are touched personally by this issue, as our beautiful 4-year-old son, Peter, received a diagnosis of autism in July of 2014 at the age of 2 years and 3 months. We immediately looked into having Peter assessed for the IBI program in Toronto, as we were learning how very expensive private therapy is in Canada for autism-related issues. He was assessed and ultimately found to be well qualified for the program, and immediately put onto the wait list, which we were told was roughly 2 years long. We started to plan for his future based on this information. We are a middle-income family who live in Toronto with our 4 sons under the age of 8 years old. We have struggled financially over the past 2 years as we have worked very hard to provide Peter with a variety of private therapies, both in our home and at more formal centres. A small minority of Peter's sessions were through publicly funded blocks of ABA therapy, which Peter was eligible to receive. The vast majority, at significant cost, paid for by our family. To now hear that our son may no longer receive this crucial treatment after working so hard to prepare him for IBI, often to the detriment of our own quality of life, happiness, and at times sanity, is beyond unfathomable. How could this government do something so cruel to families already promised hope and help for the future? Ultimately, additional funding and awareness for autism is a wonderful thing, but an autistic child's potential doesn't end at age 5, and the $8,000 payout offered under the proposed program would cover only the equivalent of 2 months of IBI therapy versus the years offered in the original funded program. Unfortunately, the way this new program has been rolled out to existing parents, families, is nothing less than a train wreck. Sincerely, Stephen Sherwood and Margaret Shabas. I have nothing to add, Speaker. Nothing.